Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, we are going to see how we can create a website and add dark mode and light mode into it. And we are going to do that using JavaScript. And before starting this video, let's have a quick demo of what exactly we are going to do. So on my screen, you can see we have this nice looking website, and here we can see we have header, some content, some image, and also background color. And you can see we have a toggle button as well, and this is a custom toggle button which we are going to do. And if I click on this, it will turn this light mode into dark mode like this, and if we again click it, it will turn the dark mode into light mode. So this functionality we are going to do using JavaScript. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any future content. Now let's start the video. Yes. So as you can see on my screen, I have created a folder for dark and light mode, and I have created three files, respectively HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And also I have added some content in the HTML as well. The HTML structure I have added here. Let me explain you that as well. Before that, let me open this in our live server so we can see it properly. And here we have it. Right now you can see only header we haven't added the image and the other content, because let's see first header and then we'll go to content, and then we'll see how exactly we are going to toggle that. Okay, so right now actually I'm focusing on the more on the CSS right now. If you want to skip the CSS part and directly you want to jump into the JavaScript part, you have the keyframes, you can directly go to the JavaScript part directly, but we are starting with the CSS first. So right now we can see this is our header. It's looking like this. Let's see the HTML structure. Okay, so basically we have a container class. I'm just using this dash dash because I want to have a some unique classes and something like that. So we have a container. In that container we have a header, and one more div will going to come after this header, which will be the content. Okay, but for now we have this header class, or a header container I can say. In that we have two divs. Okay, one is for the title, and as we saw in the demo, this thing, these starting ones like the title as well as the navigation bar, we have that first div. This is it, and inside that you can see we have a span which representing the title flying, and the other one is our navigation bar. Okay, so this is the simple structure for the title and the navigation bar. And the other div what we have in the header is this is the custom toggle button. Okay, so we'll going to see how exactly we can do that as well. So if I show you how the structure is, we have icons first. Okay, so this is the first icon. We have sun icon, which is representing the light mode, and then we have the moon icon, which is representing the dark mode. Okay, and in between that we have a div and a span. With that, with this only we are going to see how exactly we are going to create a custom toggle button. Okay, so let's minimize this and let's go to the other file, which is CSS, because we need to link this file first. So for that I'll do link relation style sheet, and then we have to say where is that file. Okay, so it's in CSS. So I have saved it, and let's have in a side by side screen so we can see both of them. Okay, so first thing what I'll do is I'll take container, and yeah, before container, as we know, we have to remove the extra margin and padding. So let's remove that. So I'll say margin 0 and padding 0. Then we have to do box sizing, border box. Okay, yeah, then we have a container. Let's apply the CSS on the container. So for container, I just need a single page, so that's why we just need to have like width 100%, and height we can take it as 100 VH because we need the full screen height. Okay, so let's do that, 100%, and height 100 VH. Okay, and also I need some padding inside this, so I'll say 10 pixel padding. Okay, let's go back and let's open this. And you see, earlier it's something different because right now we have applied this universal CSS and remove margin and padding. That's why these things are gone. Okay, So if I apply it again, you can see it's coming in a one line. Okay, so this is how it's coming, and you see the icons are not coming. I showed you now, here we have a icons as well, it's not coming. It is because of the link, we don't have it. Let's provide the link of that, and let's import it here. Now if I save and if I go back, yeah, now you can see we are seeing the sun and moon icons there. Okay, so now let's see in the demo, you see we have this background color. Okay, we have to apply on the this thing, container. Okay, so here we can apply it directly, background color, and we can see what color it is. As you guys know, in the from the last videos, we have a website called Picket. Okay, so this provided, I have already provided this link in the last videos, you can go and check it out. So from here we can just provide a screenshot and we can get the colors. Okay, so this is the color which we need to use, and I'll apply here. Let me go back and see. Now the color is applied here. Okay, but if we right now what we are going to do is we are going to have a different approach. Okay, to add the colors, because in future we have to toggle the colors. Okay, basically what we have to do is this color we need to change it to some other color so that it makes darker. Okay, on clicking on the button. So how exactly we are going to handle is we are going to handle with the CSS variables. Okay. Yes. So let's see how we can create CSS variables and use it in place of here colors and all. Okay. So for that, what we have to do is either we have to create one class, or we have to say uh, colon root. Okay, in this root we can apply that colors and create the variables, but right now we are not using this. We have to create one class, and that class I am going to use in the container. Okay, this container class I am going to use that, and once I use it here, we're going to toggle those classes. Okay, based on the light mode or dark mode. I'll tell you how, what exactly I mean with that. So let's say container light. Okay, so this is my class. Inside that, what you can do is, in order to create a variable, you have to do double dash and the color name. Okay, so let's suppose bg color. Okay, so bg color is my variable name, and then the color what you want to apply. So I want to apply this one, so I'll say here and semicolon. Okay, so this is the variable creation. Okay, so we have created the variable, and now how exactly we can use it. So in order to use it, and we have to use it here. Okay, in this container class. So here what you can do is you can come it here and you can write var. Okay, and then function braces, and this var and the JavaScript var is completely different. Okay, so it's not related to that, it's just a variable. Inside that you provide the variable name, and whatever color or CSS you have applied here, it will be going to apply to this particular property. Okay, now you see var hyphen hyphen bg hyphen color. Okay, I have applied here, I have created variable here, and I have used it here. Okay, so let's go back and let's see how it's showing there. Okay, now you see we are not getting anything. Okay, the reason is we have to use this class as well. Okay, we have to use this class in a container class. Okay, so as you know, we can use multiple classes. So what I'll do is I'll come here, I'll do a space and add this class. Okay, and save it. Now if I go back, you can see the color is applied. So if I change this color here to red, it will turn into red. Okay, so it's up to you. So why exactly we can use the colors is basically suppose you are using one similar colors or some one color pattern, and you are using entire in your entire application. So you want to change that color in future. Okay, so that time you don't need to change everywhere. Okay, you create a variable, you change in a variable, it will be applied everywhere. Okay, so that's why we use variables in CSS. Okay, and this is how we can create it. So, and in this video, we are going to use only variables in order to apply the colors, because we have to toggle the colors. Okay, so what exactly going to do is we're going to toggle the class. Okay, with light and dark. Okay, with that, what will happen is this BG color will going to change to some dark color or light color. Based on that, you will going to see the color effect. Okay. Yes. So I hope you understand the concept of variable in CSS and how we can use it. Now let's jump into the other CSS. Let's design the header class, header actually. So let me give like this, and let's apply the background color here. And also for this as well, I am going to create a variable, bg header color. Okay, and the color which I am using is 121212, and this color I am going to apply using var, and inside that saying this header color. Okay, so background color will going to apply now. Yes, you can see it's applied. And again I want the simple color, or I can say header color. Okay, and let's say hash fff, just a white color, and I'll say here color as color header. Okay, and yeah, now you can see it's applied here. Okay, so let's do the other CSS as well. Firstly, what we need is we need this particular div into one side and this particular div into the second side. For that, what we can do is we can do display flex, and justify content we can do space between, so it will go to the other side. Here you can see, and here you can see, and then we can do align item center in order to have that in a center. Okay, and then padding, let's say 10 pixel, and yeah, it's applied. And some border radius I want as like suppose 5 pixel, because these corners I don't need corners, so that's why I applied border radius. So let's target the other ones. Let's target this title class, and with this I will going to target the span tag. Okay, because the title should be bigger than the other navigations. Okay, so font size 28, that's fine, and letter spacing I'll apply 1 pixel. Okay, and yeah, let's suppose 2 pixel, and yeah, this is fine. Okay, so now you see it's coming like this, but we need to have it in this particular way. So what we can do is we can have flex in this. Okay, so here we can apply flex. So let me copy this class again, which is title class, and I'll say display flex, and justify content is space between, and then align item will be center. Okay, now we'll see like this. Okay, and you see this dots and all coming, that we can remove by targeting ul. Okay, unordered list, which we are using it here. Okay, so let's copy this class name, and firstly what I'll say is I'll just have it here and target the ul, and I'll say list items. Okay, list style none. Okay, so if I do this, it will going to remove those dots, and then we can do display flex in order to have it in a line, and justify content I'll say space evenly and align center. And also we need to define some width as well. Okay, let's say 400 pixel, and you see it's coming this way. Okay, and you see some space is there. Okay, in the before this line title. Okay, so that space what we can do is we can add it from here. Okay, margin left I'll say, and then let's say 30 pixel, and yeah, let's say 40 pixels for the safer side, and we are getting it here. Okay, and this home place and about us we got it, just that we have to change the font size. Okay, so for that what I'll do is I'll target this, I'll copy this first, the like container header navigation, and then ul, and from there li. Okay, and I'll say font size, let's say 16 pixel if it is setting. Let's increase it to 18. Yeah, now it's properly set it up. And one more thing, if I hover over it, it should be having the cursor as pointer. Okay, so that we can change it, cursor pointer. Okay, now you'll see we are getting this. Okay, so now we have made our header. We'll do this toggle button after we add content. Okay, so let's jump into the content section, and let me add the HTML structure first, and then I'll explain you how exactly we are adding the content. Okay, yes. So as you can see on my screen, I have added the content here, and you can see this is the div we have after the header. And inside that I have two divs. As you saw in the demo, we have like some content, and other side we have the image. So that's why we have two things here. Like first is the span one, and the second is span, which is for the image. Okay. So let's see the span one. What exactly we have? We can see we have three divs. Okay. So first div is containing the header. In the content, we can see the bigger text here. So this particular text we have here, and then we have a button. So you can see this other class we have container info btn. So this is like shop now, and then the arrow. Okay, so you can see arrow also we have. So this is coming from the icons which we are using, and then the other last one we have is a simple paragraph. Okay, so this is a lorem paragraph. Okay, if I say this one, if I remove this, if I say lorem 100, it will going to generate the 100 characters. Okay, so this way, but we need like smaller one, so that's why I am using the smaller one, the custom paragraph, or by default paragraph we can say. Okay, so this is our normal content on the left hand side, and let's see the image. Okay, how exactly we have it. Let me minimize this, and you see we have this container, and inside this image container we have, inside this we have this image. Okay, if I open this image, you will see we only have this plain image. Okay, aeroplane, and we don't have this background. Okay, we have to apply this background for that image container in order to have this in the background. Okay, so this is just a png image, or without background image I can say. Okay, so I am using it, and let's go back here and let's see. So this is how this is looking, and see plane is coming here because width and height is so much. Okay, that's why it's coming here. We have to reduce it. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so this is the simple html structure which we have, which we are using it, and this is how it looks. Okay, yes, so let's apply the css on the content. So I'll just copy this class, and here what exactly I want to do is I want to take this content and this image into a single row. So that's why I can apply like flex here, and then I can say width as 100%, so that it will be like taking whole width. But you can see it's coming like this because the width of the spans. Okay, you see these two spans we have, right, for the content and the image. It's not set to equal width. Okay, so that we have to do. So what we can do is we can add this here and say width as 50%, and I want to apply for this span 2 as well the same width, so that what I can do is we can have a comma here, and we can add one more, so it will apply for both of them. Okay, so now you see it's coming well, but the image is big, right? So that's why it's not coming properly. We'll set that, but we'll set this first and then we'll go to that. Okay, so let's open this up, and here we'll have this title. So this title we can use to target the span tag and say font size will be 40 pixel and font weight will be 600. Okay, and let's go back and we can see it's looking like this one. And what we need is for this title class we need to restrict to some width as well. So it's suppose like 550 pixel, so it should wrap the data in here only, the content whatever is there. And you see like we have some width and height. Okay, like some spaces from the top and the left side that we can apply by targeting to this span one class. And what I can do is here padding top I'll say 80 pixel, and padding left let's say 60 pixel. And you see it's coming here. Okay, if we want to increase we can increase the left side, but this is looking okay. And let's go for the button. I'll copy the button class, which is container content info button. Inside that we have button as well as the icon. Okay, so that I'll target it and apply some margin top. Okay, 20 pixel let's say. Yes, and similar bottom 20 pixel, and it will having some space now. So now what we can do is we can target to the button directly, and this is how we can target it. And then what we can do is we can have width, not width, we can have height as like suppose 40 pixel, so it will look like this. And then we can do padding. Okay, so 10 pixel and suppose 60 pixel. Okay, so because you if you want width, right, directly on the button don't apply the width, because based on the screen size it will going to shrink that. Okay, instead of you can take padding inside that, so that it will give the width automatically. Okay, so now if we can match it, it's correctly matching to this button. Just that we have to change few of the css. Before changing the css I want to create variables for the colors. So I'll do text color, which will be the black color, which is #000, and then BT and BG color. I'll say #121212 will be the background color for the button, and BTN color will be #FFF, or I have this color here. Yeah, here I have this color, so I'll apply this color. So it is like more of the background color, same as the background color, okay, for the BTN color, okay. So let me use this as well. So before that, what I'll do is for the span, right, this span, I'll show you this span. I just want to change the color. So here is the span, and I'll say color var, and it should be like text color, okay. Because again, if we go to dark mode, we should be making it into like white or something like that. So that's why I have done that. Then background, I'll say var, and here BTN BG color, and then color as well as we can apply BTN color, okay. So let's save this and let's go back, and it's looking like this, okay. So we can change the other CSS as well. I'll say font size 16 pixel and border radius 50 pixel, okay. So it turns like this, and you can see we got our button here, okay. So one more thing what we can do is we can apply display flex. As you can see, we have this button. Inside this button only we have this particular icon or I tag, okay. So for that, what I'll do is I'll say display flex and justify content evenly, space evenly, and align item center so that it will look properly here. But you see there is no gap, so what I can do is I can use gap property to have add the gap inside that, okay. Now you see we have added the gap here, okay. So, and let's say last property cursor pointer, so that should be there in on every button, so that's why I have applied that. And lastly, we have the paragraph. We have to set the paragraph something like this, okay. So yeah, let's do that. Yes, so for the column or the paragraph, what I can do is I can just copy this class name, which is container content info, and I'll target the paragraph tag. And here, what exactly we are going to do is we are going to use column properties. Okay, so first thing what I'll do is I'll say column count. I wanted two. Okay, so let's see here. It's giving now two columns. Okay, so if you don't know about this column, I have explained in the CSS video. You can go ahead and check it out, that one. So how we can use columns count and the column properties, that is there. And then what we can do here is column width we can use as 10 pixel, and then what we can use is column ruler, okay, rule. Here what we can do is like 2 pixel, and then solid, and then color name, which is var header color. I will going to use BG header color, okay. Let's save it, and you can see this is how it's looking here. You see we have some different width and heights here, okay. So that also we can apply. So what I'll do is for the button we have this 30, so I'll just do 40 pixels. So we'll have more height and width here, okay. So yeah, so now you see this column ruler gave us this particular line here, and this line is coming from the header color, okay. Whenever the header color changes, this also going to change, okay, because we are using the variables, okay. And then what I can do is I can use color here, which will be the text color, okay. And why we are changing these colors to text color and all, because once it's turned into dark mode, these colors will also going to be changed to other colors, okay. That's why we are using everywhere the variables only, okay. So now you see our one side content is done. Now we have to set the image, okay. For that, what we can do is we can copy this particular class name, which is container content image. And firstly, what I'll do is I'll reduce the image size, okay. So let's say width as 100 pixel, so it will come here, okay. So just to make sure if the image is on the right place, later we can increase the image, okay. So now what I can do is I will copy this class again, and for now let's apply border, okay. For now 1 pixel solid red, and you see it's looking like this. I will going to change the width as 400 pixel and height as also 400 pixel. Okay, now you see it's looking like this, and we need some space from the left and top side, so that I can do with the margin left, let's say 50 pixel, and margin top as 80 pixel only. Okay, so it's looking like this, and we need some space from the left as well, so I'll do directly 100 pixel. Okay, I think it's not moving it, so in order to do that, like what we can do is we can take this one and we can apply some padding left. Okay, and let's say 100 pixel. Yeah, it's moved. If I remove this, it will, yeah, so both of them I have like 100 pixel. Margin left also I'm using it. I'll just remove this color and it's gone. Okay, so now what we have to do is we need to have a background image as we have it here. Okay, so this background image I need to add it here. Okay, so for that I'll do background image, and URL I'll going to provide. Okay, I have a URL for that image, so here is that, and I'll provide it inside this. Okay, and if I save it and go back, now you see this is the image looking like. Okay, but we have to set it properly as we have the other properties inside the background image. So I'll say background size will be cover, background position will be center, and background repeat will be no repeat. Okay, and now you see we are getting the image exactly same as how we have here. Okay, so and like you see some of the CSS might change because of the margin top and left I haven't taken the properly, that's why it's changed. But that doesn't matter because you can change your CSS with respect to what you can do. Okay, so let's say 60 pixel and it's coming here. I'll just remove this, and border radius, let's say 5 pixel, and yeah, now it's looking like this. Now what we have to do is we need to make this plane center of this image. Okay, so for that what we can do is display flex we can do, justify content center, and align item also center. Okay, so it will be center, and now I can increase the image size. Okay, let's say 200 pixel, no 300. Yes, now you see it's looking like properly set it up. Okay, all CSS are done. Now we have the final CSS we have to do, which is custom toggle button. Okay, so after that we are going to jump into the JavaScript. Yes, now let's see how we can create a custom toggle button with this whatever we have the HTML structure. Okay, let's go back to the HTML structure again. If I open the header and the second div we have, which is this one, so you can see we have this div. Inside that one icon is there, and then other div, this is the one which we are going to do, and thirdly we have like third one is the moon icon. Okay, so this particular div we have to convert into a toggle button. Okay, so that we are going to do right now. So first thing, I'll copy this particular class name, and I just want to flex that. Okay, first display flex, because as three things are there and I want three things should be in line. Okay, so that's why I'm doing that. So display flex and justify content space evenly and align item center, and I'll say gap as 10 pixel gap. Let's take it. Okay, so right now you see in the middle nothing is coming. This is came in a row, but middle we don't have anything, as I didn't add anything in this particular div, that's why it's not showing anything. Okay, but this is I think fine. Okay, and then I have to change the color for the icons, which is this I tag. Okay, so with the header mode class I can target the I tag, and I can change the color. Okay, and I want to apply the color whatever is there for the header. Okay, header color. Okay, this I will going to change, and you see it's coming white only, but when it turns dark, right, means like when the color is changed for the header, it also going to change. Okay, so yes, now let's move to the this thing. So I'll just copy this particular class which is container header mode toggle. So here what exactly you can see is in the background you will have this color na? So this you will going to have, and whatever span you see here inside this particular thing will going to turn into this circle. Okay, this white circle. So let's do here. So I'll just copy this and paste it here, and I'll say background color will be hash C7 C7 C7. Okay, and this particular color will not going to change because it will be same for all of them. Okay, so yeah, for now I think this is fine. And let's say width as 30 pixel and height as well 30 pixel. Actually we have to increase the uh, what do we say, width, let's say 60 pixel. Yeah, this is fine now. And then what we can do is we can do border radius 50 pixel or percentage. Yeah, 50 pixel is fine. And now you see we are getting this toggle. I think we have to increase. Yeah, no, it's fine, I guess. Okay, yeah, so we are getting the background one, and now we have to set the toggle one, which is the circle. Okay, so what I can do for that is I can target with this the span tag. I can target, let's say directly we have this class now, so we can use this class name. And yeah, and what we can do is we can have the background as white, and we can say width and height we have to say take. So I'll taking like 27 per pixel. Okay, for now. And border radius, as we know, we need to have like a circle, so 50% is fine. And it's not visible here because we need to use here position relative, and we have to use position absolute here. Okay, so position absolute, and top, from top 1 pixel, and left as well 1 pixel. And let's see, now you see it's visible properly here. Okay, so now what we can do is actually we have to use 1.2 pixel from top, so it will be like properly this way, and from left 2 pixel. Okay, so now you see it's looking properly. And let's say cursor as well, pointer, I'll say. And you see now it cursor also is pointer. Now what we have to do is if I click this, it should go to the other side. Okay, but how it's going to the other side means we have to change the CSS. Okay, so let me change it to 20 pixel. You see it is moved. Okay, so let's say total we have to do 29 pixels, so it will move to the other side. Okay, but this we have to do using the classes. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll create two classes. Okay, so toggle light mode. Okay, and one more I'll create dot toggle dark. Okay, so two are there for 29 pixel, right? I'll do dark, and for this light mode I'll say only 2 pixel, and here we don't apply anything. Okay, now you see it's still here, but we have to apply these classes in order to change that. Okay, so here what I can do is I can add space for this span. Okay, I'll just make it big so you can see whole thing. And here I'll apply this left. Okay, and now you see it's looking like this. So if I go to dev tools, and I'll show you how exactly it will going to change. Here I'll just edit this class name. Okay, to dark, and you see here it will going to come to the left side. No, not this one. Here it is. Okay, here we have span, and here is the light. So I'll change it to dark and enter, and you see it's coming here. Okay, and if I do again this dark to light, it will go to the left side. Okay, so this we have to achieve using JavaScript, which we are going to do now. Okay, yes, so now let's see how we can toggle this particular thing. Okay, using JavaScript. For that, what we have to do is we need to change this class using JavaScript. Okay, so that we can do. First we have to do we have to take a reference for this. So what I can do is I can say ID I will take, and I'll say toggle here, and you see I have linked this JavaScript file here as well in order to link to this particular thing. Okay, so now what I can do here is I'll say constant toggle btn equal to document dot get element by id. Okay, so with this we are taking the reference of toggle here. And what I'll do is now I'll create a function and say open and close. Inside that I'll going to use class list. Okay, so using the class list I will going to update or change this toggle light to toggle dark, and same with the toggle dark to toggle light. Okay, so for that what you have to do is you have to take this reference and dot class list, and then add. Okay, or remove. So add and remove will going to add and remove it, but we have one more is toggle. Okay, so with this, what will going to happen is if I provide this particular class name, and whenever this function calls, it will check, this toggle will going to check if this class is exist or not. If it is exists, it will going to remove it. If it is not exist, then it will going to add it. Okay, so this particular thing, it's very helpful. Okay, so if we use toggle, we don't need to use multiple function, that I want to say. Okay, so let's say dark as well here, and this function I'll going to call whenever you click on this particular div. Okay, so here I'll provide the on click and this function, and then parenthesis we have to provide, because if we don't provide it, it will not going to work at all. Okay, now let's save it and let's go back, and now if I click here, it will going to work. Okay, now you see it's working properly, and if we see in the DOM as well, it will going to, we can see here. Okay, basically, so here is the span. You see toggle light is currently activated. If I click on this, you see it updated just now, changed to toggle dark, and toggle light we can't see because toggle function which we are using here na toggle, so it will check if this class is exist or not. Based on that, it will going to add and remove it. Okay, so now we saw how it's working. Just that, like, one thing we can apply in this. Okay, if I click here, you see it's instantly going there. Okay, so we can apply a smooth effect. Okay, we can apply transition. Okay, so this particular class name we have, right, for this span circle toggle, header mode toggle circle. So this class I'll go there, which is this one, and I'll apply transition 0.4 second and all. Okay, and let's go back and let's click on this again. I'll just close this, click, and it's working fine, you see. And yeah, now what we have to do is we need to do the same thing for the dark and light mode. Okay, so what I have did is I have created the dark color as well. So, okay, so for light mode we have these colors, but for dark mode we have these colors. Okay, and for now let me remove this. Yeah, so these are the dark colors which automatically going to be applied to this var. Okay, variables. Okay, because we need to toggle the same thing. We have to toggle this container light to toggle to container dark. Okay, which we can do with the same thing how we did here. Okay, so let's go back, and what I'll do is we have it container ID here for this particular thing, and I'll going to take the reference of that container. Okay, so let me say constant container equal to document dot get element by ID, and then container ID I'll going to say. So now we got the reference. I'll going to change the method or the function name. Okay, it's not open and close now, it should be dark and light mode. Okay, and this function I'm going to replace it here in the HTML as well, so it should be on that toggle click only. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll do the same thing what we have did here, but the class name will, like, the reference will going to be changed. Okay, so I'll just copy and paste it here, and the reference will going to change because container is this reference. Okay, and we are applying this container light here, so this only we have to toggle it. Okay, and similar to that we have to toggle the dark as well, the container dark which I have created just now, and which is contain these colors. Okay, these colors. Okay, so this is going to be toggled. Okay, so let's save all the files and let's go back to the page, and if I click this, it should automatically turn into dark mode. Okay, now you see it turned into dark mode, and all the colors has been changed according to the colors which I have given here in the dark mode. Okay, and if we see the this thing, here we can see container dark is applied. Okay, right now it's dark mode. If I click this again, it will going to turn into container light. You can see this is how. Okay, and you see it's also instantly changing the color. We need to have some transition. So what I can do is we can go to the, what do we say, container class, and here we can say transition 0.8 seconds all. Okay, and let's come back. If I click this, now you see it's taking some time to change to dark mode and light mode. Okay, so this is the effect is creating, and this is how we can do dark and light mode. Yes. So this is about dark mode and light mode, how we can implement in JavaScript. We saw like how we can do the custom CSS, as well as how we can create this custom toggle button. And at the end, we saw how we can toggle this particular, with this toggle, we can change the mode to dark mode and light mode. Okay. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing. So, and Give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.